What's up, y'all? It's me, Tasha C, and I'm here Monday morning to talk about the mess and the drama in the last 10 minutes that everybody fast forward to, if they could. Real Housewife, Real Housewife of Atlanta, season 6, episode 13. And bonus, the fact is now, do we look at the show differently now after finding out this interesting information about Apollo? And possibly maybe has a connection with Phaedra or confirmation about the other person who said, like she vowed. Okay then, let's get through with the fillers. Okay, first of all, we had to sit there and Phaedra's going to see this particular mansion with Dwight, who Dwight only appears when Phaedra's about to throw these extravagant over the top events. And she's want to spend like what about $2,800 some dollars invitations, supposed to do like with 50 to 70 something folks. Like damn near about $5,000 here, this here, this here. Almost looked like if y'all remember the MasterCard commercials when it'd be like $7 for a cup of coffee here. $70 for a new stove and microwave. Feeling happy, priceless. Because I'm just saying, I had to confirm all these price tags and everything just to make sure. I think it's Dylon or Dylan is actually the president's, her second son's real name. Okay, so we're just gonna fast forward from that. Okay, because we already know she was that presidential like mob dancers, and they're supposed to be she wants everything from social service. She wish she could have had Air Force One, everything to bring in the president for his blessing. Okay. So anyway, what I meant to say is that, here's the next thing. So, we go to Kenya Moore, and I'm surprised she didn't twirl herself to the doctor's office or think maybe fertility doctor, one of those type of clinics. And her auntie comes in, I think Aunt Laura, I forgot her name, sorry about that. I'm trying to purposely forget it. And they go in and they ought to fill out the usual long applications. She's asking all this medical information and so forth. And I noticed they had to pay. She focused on bringing out loud out of all the questions, unless it's editing. She brings up to her auntie. Oh, they asked me, do you have mental illness? And here's the auntie's like, yeah, you're such a nut. And I'm just thinking like. This ain't the first time he filled it out. Why did that have to be the focus about mental illness? And we already know last season when she was on there, I think it was last season, right? About her and the thing with Walter, her ex-boyfriend then, how he brought up about what she taking her meds. So, and she wasn't offended or anything about it. And he looked real serious too. I'm just saying. So, anyways, y'all, she goes and back with the doctor. And the doctor's basically saying it's going to be kind of harder for her to have a natural child. Not to say it's not possible, but whatever. And so she's offering everything from turkey basting to, like possibly like going to sperm clinic, stuff like that. And you notice that I could have sworn when she was back from the doctor, she didn't mention nothing, say, about Prince Akeem. Maybe it was just me, or maybe I'm forgetting, but y'all put the comments below. But I could have sworn she didn't bring up Prince Akeem or having a man, period, when she was talking to that doctor. She had to bring up, of course, about, I know there's a capability still of me having children, because there's older women there in their, in their age bracket, like, Holly Berry, that, had, recently had a child, which they haven't brought up, yeah, she had a child. I know she should have had a child away. I just never, they never really talked about it ever since then. So, what I'm saying is that, of course, she's going to go with the options going to the sperm bank. So her and Miss Lawrence go to the sperm bank, and when again she decides to bring up to Lawrence, but they're sitting down, to wait to talk to the people over this particular sperm bank, right? And again she brings up quote her Prince Akeem, and it seemed like Lawrence was trying to say something like he was saying along the lines like well don't usually Africans, it was kind of like a fill in the blank, because as soon as he was about to say, I don't know it was saying like, they usually have no problem, they're usually more fertile, or African. So I don't know what he was trying to say, because guess what? Here comes one of those sperm donors coming out conveniently out the door, and he's letting everything, kind of like, like, Kenya's, uh, letting Kenya know about, his, I guess, his number, if she wants to choose his sperm, or whatever the case is, and just say, I'll see you 18 years or something like that. And he's doing this really because of, he's the last of his family line or something like that, so he wants to, put his seed out as much as possible, something like that, y'all. And, both Kenya and Miss Lawrence was looking at him like, he might be potential, and he was, not bad. But so she meets with the doctors. I mean, the doctors, I guess, are the main conclusion, and I guess the manager. And of course, there were, of course, she has a brain that's kind of like, does she have the sperm of Michael Jordan or Obama? And then, I guess they're looking like Ari. Oh hell! As long as she pays us, other than that, this happens. Just brushing off like, oh, this crazy bitch. Anyway, so, they were saying like, well, list 4 things that you are looking the criteria she wants for the, for this, for the sperm or, whatever, right? She had that list out, this notebook, y'all, like, instead of build a bear, she was building a baby, building a human being, y'all, because she's sitting here like, the baby has to have green eyes, and, she didn't mention about the gender, but she wants to have a boy, right? But here's on the list, green eyes, slim nose, must be very intelligent and is capable. The father has to speak at least 4 languages. If not, give me a free edition of all the Rosetta Stones. It must have curly hair. Must be, it was all this ridiculous stuff on the list, and everybody just sitting here like, what? It was at least 20 things, and they went through everything on the list of all these requirements. So the baby, and not only that, the baby also has to be good looking, on top of having the slim nose, his eyes, and also be able to speak the ability to speak 4 languages by the time they are 2 years old, and everything else. Now, I know I'm just throwing that Rosetta Stone, but I'm just saying, like I said, she was trying to literally build a baby. Alright? So doctors are just looking like, okay. So they end up giving her, I guess, like on the iPad, I guess some of the people, to show dudes, whatever, do the essays. The first one she pointed out, she didn't like the fact that he just said he wanted to do it because he wanted to help. She was like, whatever. So she went to the back room, requested to go to the back of the lab and take a look at some sperm under the telescope. I mean, microscope. What did I say? Telescope, y'all forget. But she just said even under her breath, like, she's a sperm expert and stuff. So why was she not surprised? I mean, maybe because she was just seeing it for herself through the microscope. But I'm thinking, like, we all seen the biology class one time or two, at least one damn film, like the creation of life, and seen that damn sperm. We all seen, even in high school, or, even some picture in the damn book about the sperm, okay? And then, Lawrence wanted to question, had reminded us twice he wanted to get asked about some lube. So they didn't show, but maybe they did, give, because they was like, yeah, we got plenty for lube, because he asked if they had some, and then we'll go on to the next scene. So, anyways, we have Candy and Todd and Don Juan. It seemed like now Don Juan and Todd seem to be on cool space or whatever, at least for now, whatever, right? Unless they stretch it out and we see towards the end of April something else. But Candy is bringing up to Todd, to Todd and Don Juan about possibly, they got Eddie Levert. It's 9 weeks before, I think, the play that she had, not too long ago. And, Candy decides to think, like, they can also have Portia try out, because they're still trying to find actors for this play. And then, I gotta admit, Don Juan was funny, talking about some, well, I would love to hear what she said, something like that. He said, I started seeing her rendition of Amazing Grace that she had on reunion. Amazing Grace. I was like, oh my gosh. And then Candy was like, her voice ain't the best, but she can work with it. I mean, we already know how Kim Zodiac was able to get a hit off of her. And, maybe they might put a little out, blend her voice with Candy's voice and somebody else's voice, and that kind of is better than the Portia's. But, I mean, for what I got, it's really not that bad. Or did I walk out and then watch that part? My bad, y'all. I didn't see that part. I seen everything else, but not that. So when Todd brings up Christopher Williams, because Christopher Williams, I haven't seen the play. Christopher Williams been in the circuit of doing plays for quite some time now. And he decides maybe we can have Christopher Williams. And, Candy was like, about to let him know about some stuff. about why I guess we should just leave that alone. And Don Juan was like, okay, that's my cue. Just it was like, I'll talk to y'all later. So she basically let her know about how Natalie was saying, that she's opportunities, even though technically Cynthia was the one that said opportunities. Natalie was just saying he was swerving and leaning and drag racing and stuff and to get into better situation opportunities, but she did something to confirm it indirectly. Okay, so ooh, excuse me, y'all, I didn't mean to be doing that. Oh, so anyways, so I was basically like, well, I don't know who is she speaking, because Candy was like, they were basically like, who is she talking about, like all these better situations. Everybody else, Candy heard agree, like everybody else, basically that she knows that he dated and whatever, it was for just regular folks. But she feels like that, they both were the come ups for each other, like they build each other for a good match for each other, and they love each other, whatever the case is, and then it kind of ends on that note. So good for them for now. I say to this day, we ain't heard about too much about Tom, but we sure heard some stuff about other folks. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we haven't even heard anything too much bad about Peter, have we? But I'm just saying, So, around the same time, speaking of Peter, we go to Cynthia. She has to let us know that the benefit about being in the same space with your mate is she can talk to him about like certain stuff, and she decides to go ahead and bring about what Candy, but like I forgot to mention in my last review about how Candy had said, I know stuff about Peter, and I think it could have been references because once Kenny had brought up the tension that Natalie had told Cynthia, so maybe she must have figured out that Cynthia had to tell them. And that's probably maybe why she brought it to come like, I know stuff about Peter's past, but I'm not going to sit here and bring it up because, that's his past. So, of course, she brings it up to Peter, knowing darn well that, she's already found about the pillow talk party that Nene is hosting, just like Candy did. And Todd said he first didn't want to go be sitting there playing, we're going to some pajamas, and Candy said, okay, we're going, even though she really don't care for this group stuff, which they probably should have stayed home. But they might have been putting their contracts that they all have to attend anyway. You know what I mean? Quote, quote. So, Cynthia takes the time out now to tell about this party, but knowing the type of person that Peter is, Peter plans on confronting her about Candy about this. But here's Cynthia say, don't say anything. And I'm sitting here like, well, if you know what type of person it is, that should have been something that should have been brushed off and left alone. We thought at the vineyard that it was taken care of, whatever the case is, and Candy didn't technically, she didn't bring up anything. But then, Cynthia didn't say that she sat there and brought that stuff up that Natalie said about Todd. She just flat out said, Natalie said this stuff, and Candy came out of nowhere for me, and stuff like that. And, now Peter wants to confront her, and then she wants to stop it. Then she's going to claim, and maybe, did y'all see this part? I don't know if I didn't see this. But then she had the nerves to say, like, she sat there and, said this coming, like, I'm not worried about, I know you got a past, but I'm your now, and I'm your future. And then Peter was like, well, did you tell that? Yes, I did. And I'm sitting here like, was that part edited, or was it a bonus scene, y'all? I didn't see that, and I don't feel like rewinding because they ain't worth keep rewinding as far as this show over again sometimes. Oops. So we got that going on. Now, of course, we have Phaedra. Fast forward, Phaedra didn't have the party. Got the baby coming in. You got Aiden. He's sitting there with his little prince outfit on, not with the crown, but like got the little hat and everything, like and stuff like that. You get, of course, have a great interest, that the principal Bob dancer. And you could tell again that Phaedra and Paolo, you can already see stuff was starting to slowly fold because here she's trying to have them be at a certain place, during this performance. And he just up here walks away and was eating, and she was like, you were supposed to be right here. What do you mean supposed to be right here? I just wanted to get some meat. What's the big deal? Blah, blah, blah. Don't you be getting, here go Paul. Don't be giving no ugly eyes. What do you mean giving me no ugly eyes? Just smile away. Okay. So you already see again, like just when they had that photo shoot again, this this tension between them anyway. Alright. So, the baby, is walk, well, of course, Phaedra's mom, who's a ends up blessing the baby, and putting him color purple, color royalty. And so, this supposed to be his blessing. And, it seemed like a nice been over the top or whatever. And I think Candy was the only one out the Housewives because, her and Phaedra are the closest out the group, there. So, of course, let's just fast forward because was there anything else? No. Then let's get to the part that everybody wants to sit here and we all know. It's this whole stuff that's even going to be a part 2 continue. So Nene is getting ready for this event, and this pillow talk and inviting the couples. Now Cynthia was the first one I think to arrive, and her and Nene are talking. Nene got all the candles and stuff, honey got all sorts of the food set up and whatever, right? And these big ass beanie bags, whatever I think, or ottomans, I don't know. So she tells about how she's also inviting Natalie and Christopher and Kenya too, but she failed to mention, like, later on, that actually Monique with a silent Y and Chuck with the book also is also returning there as well. But we don't find out until they actually enter the room, and they just looked at dumbfounded as hell. I don't know, unless they say something in the next scenes, they just for some reason they kept quiet. Maybe it was just because dealing with the fact that he said something about Phaedra and Candy, both Ty and Apollo and Ty was there. Maybe that's why he was quiet, because he didn't say nothing. Consider the stuff. Okay, we're about to get into it, but yeah. So Nene brings it out that she invited couples, and Cynthia just kind of concerned about what Kenya's saying, the stuff she said about Christopher saying that he wasn't saying he was married to Natalie 18 years ago, whatever, blah 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 blah. So whatever. So with Nene, you get to come to the party. I'm the only one that was laughing. I mean, it was I the only one laughing because Greg had that what the fuck look on his face, because when the dude came out with a Speedo, and he got that's supposed to be the servant for the women, and then she had this girl, nigga Jay, long assed out, whatever, but it was supposed to be while they do this pill talk. And this when Nene comes out to change, y'all. She is just strutting the whole time during the first maybe probably 10, 20 minutes, however long it was, okay? And even Candy had pointed, like, the way she kind of acted, because she's let us know, like, Candy, I took some points out for you 2 years ago, and I'm keeping the balls in, so now she got, them balls supposed to straighten and, give your coochie the karate punch or kick that you want, whatever, strengthen your cooch, to incredible Hulk strength or whatever. So I guess she was in that, but she was just all across, just back and forth, pacing, just, whatever. I'm surprised she didn't say, I have arrived or something. Did she say that? I was just expecting that, okay? And I'm rich, bitch, just the way that she was acting. So Candy pointed out that she might be geeked up, or she might have some little extra. I don't know. She just seemed a little different. Like, she gets hyped like that sometimes after she's been in a couple of them, okay? So, well, like I said, Corey was just like a little bit like, cause, and even the other dudes just kind of, you mostly seen their face just like this. So, but I know Greg's one stood up, cause he just like, what the hell? Type of with the dude with the Speedos, okay? Like the girls, shout out to Ghetto View. Shay, cause you could have sat there and just, came out with some boxers and, you could have seen everything there, but it was just like, I don't know, Speedo. Not to say I still wasn't looking, but I mean, but yeah, so, fast forward, Kenya still hasn't been there yet. And I don't know how many questions that it went by that when she didn't come in. Because, like I said, Nene just going back and forth. So one of the questions I noticed is she decided, can you be with your, would you be comfortable with your Nate being bisexual? And she had nerves to ask the point to Portia, who brought her, of course, her sister, Lauren. But, Portia was like, which was, because she said it was dedicated person to Portia, right? And Portia's like, I don't care, I don't want you to be heterosexual or bisexual. I mean, you better be portal-sexual or something like that. Porter mess or porta pot. I don't know what the hell she was talking about, okay? But another questions about it was, do you feel comfortable with your mate if they're around, if you're around if you're around for a fact your ex boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever type of question, and knowing they slept together, whatever, And, and then we just had silence, because Candy's like, I ain't bothered with this. I wish they would bring it up. Like I said, Chuck and Meek with a silent Y were on silent. But I did notice this, where Peter did just kill, which was hilarious. He was like, well, Cynthia, because I think Cynthia's one to ask questions, I'd be around Leon all the time. And, that is true. He was, you all know the proof of hello, Noel. So I'm just saying that was hilarious, and that kind of took it off that question, right? So, anyways, one of the next questions is, do you feel comfortable around, do you feel comfortable about your mate looking at somebody else or whatever? And, Portia has a problem with all the attention needs to be focused on her. She has a problem with, like her, say her husband or man, whatever, goes to strip club and stuff like that, right? And then we got, Peter. That's when Peter brings up, which he put his foot in his mouth to a certain degree, because he was saying like he do, simply knows like, go to strip clubs, blase, blase. I paid for lap dances for my boys, but I don't sit there getting it. And Candy was like, Candy, like I said, she knows like, 'cause she goes to strip clubs, and then one time obviously they were there together or seen each other, met each other there, whatever. And she was like, let's be real. You do get lap dances from, you get lap dances yourself. What is the big deal? Whatever, right? And of course, Cynthia goes into confessionals and tells like, I know he's probably not going for the chicken wings and sauce, but can't even have to point that out. So anyway, by the way, did they ever show how Madeline came in? She just looked like she walked out. I didn't even see her come in, and I just seen her name across the screen. That was that. Anyway, so. This is the part of Apollo, and you're just sitting here, especially now. Even that was a question mark. Even if you knew he had legitimate money, whatever, had a business on his own, this was ridiculous. Because Apollo admitted that when he first got out of jail, he admitted that he used to have this. He goes to strip club. This is around the time that Kenya came in, by the way. And of course, Nene was like, "You are late. You always talking about other people be late, whatever. You're not fabulous, blah blah blah. This and that, whatever. She was really offended. And Kenya just brushed it off. And just kept on, going on with this, going back and forth, stretched over it, right? So when Apollo had said about when he goes to the strip club, he spends about $5,000 or $8,000 shows Phaedra receipt, but he's like, why should she get mad? Because it's my own money. Now we have to think about all the times he had that backpack and everything was probably somebody's, at least about 25 folks' identity about to be stolen. Okay, so now I'm just saying is, yeah, it's not even your money. It's not Phaedra money, but it's a bunch of innocent victims that you are up there doing schemes on to get this money from. Okay, so but still, it's like $5,000, $8,000. What the heck, huh? Talking about all on drinks. I mean, there's some expensive ass drinks, but goddamn, okay, what? Yeah, so. And then, of course, Kenya, the confessional is like, well, where is he getting the money from? Some Phaedra's allowance, whatever, because I don't think that much. But, I mean, it's true, but it has nothing, apparently, I don't think has anything to do with Phaedra for what we hear. So, around this time, of course, Nene, this is usually, like I said, she might have had a couple drinks before, because she usually doesn't like admit that she's a stripper most of the time. I just know a couple times she's done it after a couple drinks. And maybe it's just me, but I know it's like, a couple times where it's like she had a couple drinks and she feels more comfortable. She's like, she used to be stripping. They were female. There used to be one trick in there that, to be sitting up there and they be doing blowjobs, be fucking everything else. I mean, still part or sexist, but I'm just saying is, she just said that stuff do be happening in the club. I don't know if it's before or after Apollo's comment, but I'm just saying that, coincidence, I don't know if it was indirectly trying to say like Apollo was probably getting more than just a lap dance, okay? Like I said, that text message, like I said, he was going to get he probably got a couple happy endings and, and probably teabagged a couple heifers. I'm just saying. So one of the questions, this is when Nene decided to turn it up a bit on cue, whatever, right? Then she decides to bring up, also known as when the hell are we looking as the audience, when the fuck we gonna see this fight? She decides to bring up, about Kenya saying about Kenya talking about how Krista didn't claim Natalie as being his wife, just calling Kamala girlfriend. And Christopher, I talked to myself, don't wake me on German promises, decides to get up, which I did find out, and then, even like Portia was trying to get him down, because everybody was looking like, what the hell? Because he had to stand up, because it was true was, why did he have to get up? Now, Kenya is obnoxious or whatever the case may be, but that, if anything, because I forgot what Natalie was saying. Like, don't act like you didn't say it or something like that. I don't know, because around this time, I'm just trying to see where's fight at. Where's fight at? Nope. Not about the person. I'm just saying when the hell's gonna happen. So, which is true. You stand up. He's near the food first, but he said he whacked had come up and say this, and then Kenny was like, she ain't gotta hide behind you. She can come here and just say this her own stuff. She has a problem with talk about Natalie. I think that's what it was said, right? So. She ends up getting up and basically telling her, like, I don't know what meds that you're on and stuff. And, Kenya's like, same meds that you're on, right? So next minute, Kenya decides to get up towards, I think, because Natalie might have said a couple words, here, one, back and forth. And Kenya's not going towards Christopher. She's going, and I'm surprised didn't twirl her way ass to Nella, right? So he ends up sitting here and going towards her and actually grabs her arm. And Brandon had every right to come to try to protect her because he was saying put your hands on her, right? And then all of a sudden, I know where Peter's trying to push Brandon away, we're trying to interfere with Christopher. You got Greg and Ty end up having restrain, get Christopher because he acting like what the hell you gonna hit her over something you possibly most likely said, and even what he didn't say it. What the hell you up here confronting a woman for? Okay, so then Apollo is trying to restrain too, and I guess Brandon's just hitting. I don't know if he purposely meant to hit Apollo or just was hitting all around. And then here you got Apollo, you're just seeing this. I'm not seeing any punches or anything, no blood, anything like that, no blows. But you do see Brandon with his feet up like this, on the floor on the bottom. You see somebody restraining after that somebody was able to finally pull Apollo off. I forgot who it was. But there was somebody who had the exact same shirt as Apollo on that kind of looked like the same black. And I first like, wait a minute, I know it ain't Apollo in the back, but no, it was some of the camera crew that had stopped it from happening. But like I said, Peter was trying to stop it originally. Apollo was trying to stop it. Then here you got in the corner, Apollo sitting there with a sharp ready to fight somebody. Phaedra saying, "No, you married with kids and stuff like that. What you acting like that for?" And Phaedra said, he's usually, if he does have the temper go out of hand, he usually sits there and knows how to control the stuff, right? And then all of a sudden, I forgot where the heck Brandon was, but at this time when Kenya's in the room, Nene's confronting her like, "You got up, it's you, Nene. You kind of sat there and prepared this fuckery that we see now, okay? You did that. Now, like I said, I don't like Kenya, but right is right and wrong is wrong. But Kenya is not the one who started this. Okay, so we lived at Apollo, then they ended, of course, when you see Apollo, he's sitting there, I don't know, he's about to go at Brandon, who the heck is about to happen, and you see to be continued. And that's it, y'all. Okay. I mean, I kind of knew that they weren't going to show all the fight time, or, it's probably, I don't know, they edited this stuff and it was worse off than what they thought, because in the previews, Brandon is saying, his ribs were crushed or something. So it might have been some style because the angle we look like Paul just sitting here doing this thump, 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 but not officially blowing blows to a certain degree because they might have edited it, to reduce the vibes. We don't know. So, but Paul said he was hitting the eye by Brandon and stuff like that. But anyways, y'all, I will see y'all in the next video. Have a pleasant week, a pleasant evening, pleasant night, and thank you for all the love that y'all keep us some subscribers, share this video, comment, and I'll definitely see y'all in the next one. Take care, everybody.